What's up, hon? What is going on, guys? So we're just waiting for Jake Dean to get on. I'm going to be talking about the MLB with Jake Dean right here. As you know, he's a Royals fan, so I'm going to wait for him. Okay. This one. Okay. Oh, we got a minute. Okay. Here we go. Jake Dean. Jake
What's
Dean.
up, Nico?
Not much. You want to show your face, please?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem. So what I'm going to do about this, Dean, is I'm going to record this because I'm going to upload it later. It's on the YouTube live chat right now that is sharing my screen. Everybody's going to be watching. We're going to do MLB talk because, as you know, spring training is coming. Then I know you're a Royals fan. We're going to talk about Bobby Witt. So I have some rules as your host. No swearing, no inappropriate comments. And don't be weird, please, okay? Thank you very much. All right. So once you get your camera on, I'm going to start recording this, okay?
Okay, give me a minute.
Yep. So how's your day going today?
Pretty good, Nick.
That's pretty good.
Got work at 3 and then big money after that.
Nice. That's pretty cool, bro. I'm excited for the job that I got, Acosta, which I'll be doing retail merchandise. I just go to stores, whatever stores they tell me to do. Yeah. I did an alpha meal, red meat, eggs, cooking some ghee, and then some sardines on the side. Bro, that's a really alpha post-gym meal, man.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's like your body needs more animal fats. Your body doesn't need too much carbohydrates. Animal fats and animal proteins are the way to go that your body needs. You get a lot of energy. You have less brain fog. you're more motivated throughout the day.
All right, Nick, I'm locked in, bro. Let's go.
All right, I'm going to record this. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. What is up, guys? Welcome to another podcast episode of Sports News with Esco. I'm your host, Nicholas Escobar, and today I'm going to have a special guest, Jake Dean, who is from Kansas City, who is a Chiefs and Royals fan, diehard Royals fan, diehard Chiefs fan. Jake Dean, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Nick. What's up, man?
Not much, bro. Just living the dream. MLB season coming, bro. Spring training. I mean, it's February. Spring training's going on in Florida and Arizona. You know, next week I'll be going to the Cubs versus White Sox spring training game. That's going to be fun, man. Showtime Minaga, Matt Shaw, all the Cubs players, and even the White Sox players are in spring training right now. A lot of teams like the Dodgers, you know, the Diamondbacks, Angels, everyone's in spring training. The Royals, too, in Surprise, Arizona. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is getting ready in spring training right now.
Yeah, man, can't wait. Obviously, you know, Bobby had such a good year last year as a come-out year, and I'm just excited to see if we can kind of capitalize on the postseason this year. Last year, I think a lot of us were a little disappointed. We were happy because we first time making the postseason in a while, but a little disappointed, obviously, because it wasn't the end goal. But I'm definitely proud of that team. The Royals look like they're back, so I'm happy about that. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr., bro. I mean, he's definitely going to be a starter again. I mean, I predict that.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Bobby Witt Jr., man, make him an all-star again. Do you think he can play in the home run derby this year? I mean, I could see him going to it.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets chosen for it again, I think he did really well in the home run derby last year. You know, made it to the end, so that was really cool. I don't think anybody was expecting that.
Yeah.
Came out strong, and you know, there was good performance.
Yeah, he does got a lot of good performance. How do you feel about Salvador Perez, man? Do you think he's going to play one more year before he retires, or what do you think is going to happen with Salvi?
I mean, I definitely think he's locked into play for this year. I think if he shows out and keeps the same, quality of play that he has over the past couple years, he'll definitely be a lock to stay with us. He's getting old, though. Can't deny that. And catcher is quite a laborious job for the older people. And I've seen he's played some first base there in the off days that he needs between catching. So I think right now he's a pretty utility player. But I definitely see that he is coaching up some younger prospects for the Royals.
Yeah, I see. So who do you think should be the Royals starting pitcher this year?
Probably Seth Lugo. He obviously was the second in Cy Young last year for the American League. So having him back in the lineup would be awesome.
Yeah, I think it would be great. I mean, I have no doubt on this Royal teams this year. I mean, the Royals, they could get a shot, bro. I mean, you got other tough teams in the AL Central, like the Tigers. So it's going to be hard to beat those teams. The Tigers, they're bringing back Jack Flaherty from the Los Angeles Dodgers. He went to go win a World Series, but he's willing to come back to Detroit. I mean, you got Javi Baez. I mean, there's other guys on the team, though. I mean, the Royals, I mean, the Royals beat them in the playoffs last year, so good for them. But the hardest team to beat in the AL East, I'll tell you what, the New York Yankees. I mean, you got Paul Goldschmidt, Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, those guys are going to be tough to beat. So for the Royals, they really have to be careful when they play against the Yankees again.
It's hard because the Royals are a small market team. There's no salary cap in baseball. So it gets really hard to make a team that'll win when other teams can just spend all of their cash to get the big guys. But I think that's also what makes baseball. There's 160 something games a year. And a lot of people get really mad when their teams lose. But, you know, it's like football. Everybody's like, you know, oh, we'll just get them next week. But one lost baseball game, everybody's unhappy with the team. So it's weird like that. But, yeah, I definitely think the Royals have the possibility to do really well this year.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to see them succeed.
I think Bobby Witt can hit, like, I would say 40 home runs. For RBIs, he can hit about, 55 RBIs. I mean, what do you think about that prediction?
Yeah, I think he could hit, like, he definitely hit 55 RBIs. He had a lot of triples last year, a lot more than I thought he would have. I think he was in the double digits for triples. And obviously home runs, I want to see him hit some more. But at least another 30-30 season would be good.
Yeah, it could be. It doesn't matter how many home runs he hit, but what matters is, the Royals, the dugout and the team just Bobby Witt Jr. just needs to hold guys accountable. He needs to fire his teammates up. He needs to tell guys that we're coming here to win. We're not coming here to lose this season. That's what Bobby Witt needs to do as a player. I mean, he's a star. He's a star right now. I mean, he can be like the team captain if he wants to, which I know he can.
He already does a good job at that. I don't think he's going to be the team captain this year. I think Perez is a little bit more mature and knows the team better. Not saying that Bobby isn't, but you can see that Salvy's leadership style is much better. In terms of the front office, man, I just saw that Ned Yost was rehired as a senior advisor to the general manager. Ned Yost was the manager, the manager when the Royals won in 2015. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Now we got some guys in the live chat right now. We got Hunter Gorski, who said Yankees will always be a threat. So much money. I mean, yeah, the Yankees got a lot of money. And then we got Ben Dorn in this live chat right now. Welcome, Ben Dorn. And he says Chicago teams are cheap. Well, another subject right here is, how did you felt that the Chicago Cubs did not sign Alex Bregman? The Boston Red Sox end up signing him for a 3-year deal, $120 million. Did you felt that was the biggest Chicago Cubs mistake, that they could have signed Alex Bregman? People wanted him at first, but, as you know, Jed Hoyer is just always cheap. I mean, we got Kyle Tucker, which is great. I mean, I know Matt Shaw is going to be third baseman, but why can I not sign Alex Bregman? The dude's just like, he could be talented. He has years of experience with the MLB, with the Astros, one of the best teams in the American League West. But, like, how do you sign a guy to the Red Sox instead of the Cubs?
It's definitely a big mistake.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no way around that. I'd say it's probably not the biggest mistake the Cubs have ever made. It's a big mistake. Yeah. I want to see how it plays out. I think they missed their mark on not signing him, but it's possible that it couldn't be the end of the world for the Cubs, but we'll see. It's not looking great.
No, it's not looking great. And then we got Jared Slusher in the comments asking, does Bregman want to go to the Cubs, though? I mean, honestly, bro, it all depends where they want to sign him. It's not just Bregman that wants to go to the team. It's the front office that always makes, stupid decisions. It's like, you got to get stars on your team. If you keep getting more meds, how are you going to win ball games? How are you going to become the best team in the league? It's like, you keep getting more mid players, it's not going to work out the way. You got to pay stars money. You got to pay good contracts for these stars. And then Ben is saying we want Dylan Cease. I mean, do you think the
Cubs have one thing going for you, and that's you're better than the White Sox?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is positive, but that's a pretty low bar. And, the White Sox, they lost over 100 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I think it was like 120 or something, right?
Yeah.
Like it was not good. Mm-hmm. That's something I'm really worried about. I saw the White Sox are doing a ticket deal for all of the games in March and April for $125.
Wow, $125 for those ticket deals? Bro.
That's a bundle for every single game.
For every single game.
Only $125.
Dang, Hunter, bro.
You get 27 tickets for $125.
$125. I know Hunter saying in the comments that I think I can play better than the White Sox. He said, but Sox fans are better than Cubs fans. I saw that. Haha, what a crazy deal. 27 games, LOL. 100 for 125. I mean, I went to a White Sox game last year with Dom and Jack. We sat in like the right field bleachers, and then Andrew Vaughn hit a home run. Luis Robert, those guys were just unstoppable. Oh, and Gavin Sheets, man, dude, 3 home runs I saw in that game. We played the Boston Red Sox, and we beated those guys. But when it comes to, $125 for every bundle for a game, it's like, come on. How are we going to see are the White Sox going to even be that good? I mean, I know they got Luis Robert Jr. I know they got Andrew Vaughn and Gavin Sheets, but it's like, how are you going to charge people $125 for the bundle seats? That literally makes no sense.
I know it's crazy. Got a question for you, Nick. Who's your pick for the Daytona 500 this weekend in NASCAR? Opening weekend. Who's your pick?
What are the options, bro? Because I don't really watch NASCAR racing that much.
Here. Let me give you some good options here. You need to make a prediction, man. We need a Nico prediction for Sports News with Nick. We need poll winners, Chase Briscoe. Let's see. Schedule. Daytona. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 guys, and then I will put some fake money down on it, and we'll see if Nick gets me some money here. All right?
All right.
So your options are – one second. Your options are Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, or William Byron.
I say William.
You think William? All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow racing that much, so I mean, I know you do, but maybe I'll pick William.
Hey, not a bad pick, man. Not a bad pick. We'll see if it fans out there.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm ready for after the Chiefs last weekend. Because I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm a little unhappy with that performance, to say the least. So my mind is on baseball and NASCAR now. So
yeah, for me though, my mind is on baseball right now, bro. Because I can't wait to go to spring training in Mesa, bro. Like the game against the White Sox is gonna be fun. There's gonna be a hell of people down there. It's gonna. I mean, Kyle Tucker, you got Shota, Zay Suzuki. I mean, Matt Shaw. I hope he starts third baseman at the spring training game against the White Sox. Spring training is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if you're going to go to any spring training games in Arizona because I know the Royals do their spring training.
I will not be able to. It's a competition season for us, so I don't have much time nowadays to travel when it's not for shooting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll definitely be watching it. But yeah, it's crunch time right now. We got 3 weeks. It
is crunch time, but I'll tell you one thing, man. Bobby Wood Jr. better be the best player for the Royals and for the Cubs. I want to see Kyle Tucker go crazy with 41 home runs and I would say 60 RBIs, man. Kyle Tucker, he's got a 1-year contract. If he does good, pay the man and extend him, Jed. Like, just because you're so scared to pay these stars money, but you got to do it, man. It's like, as Cubs fans, we like Kyle Tucker this season, but you better extend his contract, pay him more millions of dollars as you could. I don't care how much money you pay him, but listen, you gotta pay these stars money. There are no more mid players. If you trade Kyle Tucker for a mid player, then that's gonna be the worst thing ever.
Yeah, good point. I want to see the Cubs and the Royals succeed this year. So yeah, I think it'd be positive. Maybe we see a Cubs Royals World Series. Bold prediction coming out here.
Yeah,
Cubs Royals World Series, man.
I mean, that would be fun to watch. I mean, if it happened, I would say Cubs in 6 games. I know the Royals got a good team though. You got Bobby Wood Jr., but I say Cubs in 6 games. I mean, what's your prediction if it happened?
I mean, if we get a World Series between the Royals and the Cubs, I'm taking the Royals in 7, man.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, it is going to be close, man. Just like what the Cubs did with the Cleveland Indians in 2016. We were down 3-1, and we came back and won Game 7, dude. That was one of the best moments. But I'll never forget that because I went to the parade 2 days later. Rizzo, Chris Bryan with the WWE belt, and then Ben Zobrist with his, Chevy MVP award. I got to meet a couple years later at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois, when they were hosting the Chicago Sports Convention. And I got to meet him. He showed me his championship ring. He signed my 2016 World Series champs pennant flag and hat, bro. Dude, it was the best moment.
I'm sure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the comments right now. Hunter saying, is there still a GoDaddy car in the Daytona 500?
No, there's not. GoDaddy has not sponsored a driver since Danica Patrick, because that was we all know how that went. So no, there's not a GoDaddy car anymore. But the paint schemes are getting better. So Hunter, I would definitely look at those and take some good. There's a Long John Silver's car. That one's always a hit. I'm failing to understand how Long John Silver's has enough money for a NASCAR car sponsorship anymore. I don't feel like anybody eats there anymore. But yeah, there is not a GoDaddy one, but there's a lot of cool other ones. There's a Bass Pro Shops Winchester ammunition car. So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, now moving on. How many home runs do you think Dansby Swanson is going to get for the Cubs? I know he wasn't doing as well as good last season, but for me though, for home runs for Dansby, dude, give me about like 30 home runs and give me about I would say 45 or 50 RBIs. Dansby needs to prove his game better. He still has a contract, but he needs to prove himself better, dude. I mean, him as a
how many did he have last season?
How many did he have last season? Well, let's check the stats, because I know that when I went to a game 2 years ago against the White Sox, he hit about a home run in the first inning. But let me see what Dansby Swanson's stats were. So last season, he had about 66 RBIs. And then for home runs in 2023, he had about 22 home runs.
Okay.
So he needs to step up his game better this year with more home runs.
Reaching the 30 is good. I think his RBI stats are positive. That's a good sign. That means he's hitting the ball good. Just kind of finding that groove to hit a home run would be good.
Yeah.
For him, I'd say 30, 32 is a good goal for him. I could see that happening. And then over 55 RBIs would be a good season as well.
Yeah. And then we got the comments right now. Hilgi, welcome to the chat again. He said Cardinals have the best MLB. Cardinals are the best MLB team. Well, Hilgi, let me ask you this. How do you feel about Nolan Arenado this season, man? I mean, he thought he was going to get traded to another team, but I think the Cardinals are going to keep him. How do you feel about Nolan Arenado?
How do I feel about?
Yeah, I'm asking Helgi first, but maybe I can ask you as well. I mean, I had him on fantasy, but last year he had about 71 RBIs. So I don't know.
Bad.
Yeah, and then his career, he has 341 home runs, but in 2023 he had 26, and in 2024 Nolan hit about 16 home runs. Nolan Arenado, man, I just hope he does good for the Cardinals, even though the Cardinals don't have Goldschmidt anymore. And then Hunter's asking which MLB has the best stadium. I would have to say Wrigley Field. What do you think, Dean?
I like PNC Park. I think that's really nice. It's like the perfect background with the bridge and all that in the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I think is one of my favorites. Obviously, Kauffman is a great stadium that's been around for a while. It's got a lot of activities in the outfield, and the fountains are iconic. I think Wrigley and Fenway are both quite historic, so they'll always be up there. And then,
Yeah, I've been to Fenway Park before.
I like Busch Stadium.
Yeah, I drove past it. Nice. I never been to Busch Stadium, but I love to fly to St. Louis sometime in late June for like a Cubs-Cardinals game with the boys down on the Lou, man. That's going to be a fun game. Yeah. First ever Cubs game in St. Louis. I mean, I might go to the Cubs game against the Diamondbacks because I know they're playing in like late March because I know the Cubs are starting opening day. I'll get to explore Chase Field. I heard their stadium is nice. They got like a pool in the outfield. They got, this cover when it's hot in Arizona. They got a lot of cool seating, but the stadium's huge, bro. It's not like you're going to Wrigley Field or Dodger Stadium or Yankee Stadium or Fenway, but it's like big, bro. It's like a dome stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I think stadium design is nice. There's quite a big issue with stadiums in Kansas City right now. I don't know if anybody's aware. The Royals and the Chiefs want the taxpayers to pay for the majority of their stadium. And they put that up to a vote in Jackson County probably 6 months ago, for the Chiefs season, and they denied it, which is understandable because the Chiefs are probably are the most marketable team in the league. They could make the most money off of marketing. They probably are making the most money off of tickets and marketing, and they are like claiming that they want the taxpayers to pay for the majority of a new stadium. And then the Royals, obviously, I think are just going to build something. They wanted to build a stadium downtown, because if you're unfamiliar with Kansas City, both of the stadiums are right next to each other, but they're about 5 miles outside of the downtown area, which is nice because the traffic doesn't become an issue, and they have massive parking lots.
Yeah.
But
just like what Philadelphia does, because you got the Philly Stadium, Citizens Bank, Park. If you got the Eagles, whatever game you're going to, it's the same thing in Philly. But I do know that Chicago White Sox one day want to move to the South Loop near Little Village, near like downtown in the South Loop. But the thing is, there's going to be no parking. You would have to take a water taxi. You have to Uber, or you have to get a basically a parking reservation to basically, which is called a Spot Hero. You have to go park somewhere else for the game. That's going to be tough if the White Sox build a stadium in the South Loop downtown.
Definitely, yeah. I think personally, I think the MLB season is going to be good. I don't see any issues this year. I think a lot of people were freaking out about the pitch clock a few years ago, and if it was actually good for the game. I think it finally proves that it is good for the game.
More people are kind of freaking out about the Dodgers, how they got so many stars. They got Roshi Sasaki, they get Blake Snell for their pitching dugout. People are more worried that what the Dodgers did that should be illegal, because it's like the Dodgers, even though the front office is good, they got money, but you shouldn't get too many star players. I mean, you got Betts, Freeman, Ohtani, but you don't need too much stars. It's like you got enough. It's like you got to give other teams a chance to, get star players.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now, the Dodgers' big three, though, Shohei Ohtani, he's a good player, though. Straight out of Japan. I know that there's going to be a Dodgers versus Cubs Tokyo series game before the regular season starts. But I think Ohtani, he can hit probably about, 42 home runs. And then I would say 67 RBIs. And then for Mookie Betts, he'll probably go about 45 home runs and probably, 67 RBIs. And then for Freeman, I would say 37 home runs and then about probably 55 RBIs. I mean, the Dodgers team's going to be tough to beat in the West. And okay, and then you're showing us the rain.
Yeah, right.
Now, guys, comment down. Say on the comments, what do you think about Jake Dean's rain from Lindenwood? Now, what's the rain from again?
So, ACUI Collegiate National Championship, which is shotgun shooting. So we beat Texas A&M in the championship last year.
Nice.
So we just got these a few weekends ago.
Yeah.
So brand new, hot off the press, right there. Pretty cool. I think we're gonna try and do it again. We got a couple weeks coming up, so that'll be good.
Yeah, should be good. And I know a lot of people in the comments are asking me best jerseys in MLB. Well, I would say it's the Cubs, Yankees, and the Red Sox. I mean, what do you think, Dean?
Nick, let's do it. Let's do a City Connect ranking here. All right, we need to rank some City Connect jerseys.
Okay, so for one, I'm gonna go with Chicago Cubs. 2 would probably be the Boston Red Sox. 3, New York Yankees. I think 4, you got to go with Los Angeles Dodgers, and then 5, I would have to say probably the Kansas City Royals at 5. Those top 5 teams got great jerseys.
I've always had a liking to DC's jersey with the pink flowers from the cherry blossoms. I always think that those are cool. I do like St. Louis's. I know a lot of people were unhappy when that came out, but I think it's grown on a lot of us. So that's my number 2. My number 3 is the Royals. Number 4 is probably the Astros. And then my 5th is probably the Cubs. I like the Wrigleyville one.
Yeah, the Wrigleyvilles, those are going to be – yeah, those are the best jersey of all time. I like the Wrigleyville ones. But, yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this. How do you feel about Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman this season for the LA Dodgers? I mean, the Dodgers are probably going to win the West again. They got so many stars. Yeah, I think that's yeah, they're going to be unstoppable. It's going to be hard to beat them. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, but I don't think anybody in their right mind can say that team is not going to make at least the playoffs again.
Yeah, which I know for a fact they will, because you got Roshi Sasaki, you got Blake Snell. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat that team in the West. I mean, LA traffic's going to go crazy during Dodger baseball season like it is for Lakers basketball. The whole city of LA, that's why their traffic's crazy. I mean, it's like because they're seeing stars on the Lakers, the Rams, the Dodgers, the LA Kings. LA traffic's going to be crazy for Dodger baseball, season. And plus,
why is LA traffic not crazy? Like, let's just be truthful about that. Why are they not crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Los Angeles 3 times. And, I mean, honestly, bro, it's like sometimes, I mean, during, like, baseball season, when it comes to the LA Dodgers, people are going to go crazy to go to those games in Dodger Stadium.
I think it's going to be wild. I think it's going to be a good season for everybody. I think it's going to be a good season for us as the viewers. But, yeah, the Dodgers are always going to be a powerhouse unless there's some limitations put on how much you can pay your players.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the front office they're probably going to pay these star players. They're probably, I mean, they're not like Chicago's.
Oh, they are going to pay.
Yeah, they're definitely going to pay him for sure. And another team.
I don't think any doubt about that.
Yeah, no doubt. Another team I know is going to be great in the National League, but in the East, the New York Mets. I mean, they extended Pete Alonso for 2 more years. And then you got Juan Soto for a 15-year contract. That New York Mets team is going to be unstoppable in the National League East. I mean, other teams like the Phillies, though, you got Bryce Harper, you got Kyle Schwarber. I mean, the Mets and the Phillies are probably going to be the best teams to watch in the National League East. But, like, in the playoffs, though, that's going to be a good matchup, including regular season. That's going to be the big game to watch, like, on ESPN and other channels. But the playoffs is what I'm predicting is going to happen, Phillies versus Mets.
Yeah. I think Phillies-Mets probably going to be a good game. I think that's a good prediction, too, because both of those teams are consistently going to do well. They have good star veteran players. They've picked up some good people in the offseason in free agency. So those are 2 good picks. Yeah, I definitely think they'll make it back to the show.
Yeah, I think they would. Yeah, dude. I mean, Queens, when it comes to the New York Mets, they're going to be always, going crazy for the Mets, wanting to see Grimace every single game. I mean, you got Frank the Tank from Barstool Sports, who's a diehard New York Mets fan. I mean, everybody's excited. Like Frank the Tank is. I know he's wanting to see Grimace again, but it's going to be fun watching this Mets team this year. I think they're going to be great.
I definitely agree with that. Yep. I think that's a great prediction.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, here's a good question. How many home runs do you think Juan Soto is going to hit as a New York Met? I think he can go 33 or 35 home runs. RBIs?
I'll be bold. I think he can go 40 plus.
Yeah, he could go 40 plus. I mean, Pete Alonso, though, he could probably go 30 plus or 35 plus. Who knows how many home runs he's going to hit.
Right.
The New York Mets, I mean, if they can rematch with the Dodgers in the National League, like in the playoffs, whether it be the National League division round or whether it be like the championship, I hope the New York Mets can beat the LA Dodgers. I know Juan Soto, good thing he didn't go to the Dodgers. I'm glad he just went to the Mets. But I hope the Mets beat the Dodgers, bro. If I had to choose between the Dodgers and the Mets, I'm choosing the Mets.
All about the Mets, baby. Go
Yeah.
Mets. Yeah. I think Mets could be good. Frank the Tank, big fan of the Mets, man.
Yeah.
He's always wanting them to win. So yeah, for our sake, I think if the Mets make it far, that'd be good because I don't want to see another Frank the Tank crash out for a while.
Yeah, me neither. I know him, crashing on the Devils, on the Dolphins, on the New York Mets. I know he's a Knicks fan, but I tell Frank the Tank this right now. I mean, you guys got Juan Soto. You guys got a chance to maybe try to go to the World Series this year. Maybe you guys can beat the Dodgers. I mean, you extended Pete Alonso for 2 more years. Frank, if you're watching this live channel, please subscribe and please look at my YouTube shorts and videos. Plus, Frank, I support you, man. Plus, Frank, I think you're funny. Keep making more videos, bro. Keep calling these teams out just like what I do, bro. Please, man, Frank. Please don't crash out too much. Frank, I could have you on a podcast episode sometime, man, because I'm a big fan of Barstool Sports. And plus, Frank, I think you are the funniest guy ever, and I like the raw dog videos that you do, man.
Yeah, hopefully Frank pulls up to the podcast one day. That'd be nice. That'd be cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we got some comments on the live chat. Jared's asking, thoughts on Ichiro not being an unanimous Hall of Famer? Well, I don't know, Jared.
It's kind of BS.
I mean, it's kind of BS. Yeah, I would have to agree.
I did see that he invited the voter who voted no on him to his house to have dinner. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it's kind of weird that he wouldn't be a unanimous pick.
Yeah.
I'm not a voter. I don't understand why the voter voted that way, but to each their own. He's obviously in there for a reason. I just don't know why we couldn't go unanimous on that one. It seemed pretty simple.
Yeah. But what I will say is this, as a Cubs fan, I'm glad they put Sammy Sosa in the Baseball Hall of Fame this time. I mean, it took so long for many years when he retired from the game to put him in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but I'm glad he's getting there this year in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What I could say right now, build a statue of Sammy Sosa outside Wrigley Field. Cubs fans will love to see that.
Sure. That'll work.
Yeah, I mean, I was at a game against, the Cardinals or another team. Fergie Jenkins did a speech outside of Wrigley Field, and the Cubs built Fergie Jenkins statue outside Wrigley Field. I mean, I took pictures of many of Cubs statue legends when I went to games like Ernie Banks, Fergie Jenkins, Billy Williams, Rin Sandberg, Harry Carey. It's like other guys, but it's like build a Sammy Sosa statue. That's going to work perfect.
Yeah, it'll be perfect. I think it'll be good for the city, good for the team, good for the ballpark.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Wrigley Field has changed better over the years. I mean, it's like you got a team shop, you got bars and restaurants. I mean, you've got basically scoreboards and jumbotrons. Back in the old days when it was not like that, but I like how it's better now just because they built something new. Like they built bars, nightclubs, they built other stuff in Wrigleyville. That's what I love about Wrigleyville now, that it's built different, better this time for more people to come.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's
great.
Yeah. Okay, I got a good question. How many strikeouts do you think Roshi Sasaki, first time as a Dodger, how many strikeouts can he get? I mean, Japan's got really good ball players.
Oh, wow. Maybe, let's see. Got to do some mental math here. Just figuring it out. Hold on.
Yeah. Take your time, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe 90. 90 would be cool.
Oh, I mean, I could see that happening. 90 strikeouts.
I could see 90. That's about if he plays 15 games, he averages around 5 strikeouts a game, 4 or 5 strikeouts a game. That's 90.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah, I could really see that. And then
be a good goal.
Yeah, it would be a good goal.
Probably 83, but maybe he breaks the 90 mark. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be. And then I would say strikeouts for Shota Imanaga for the Cubs this season. I would say, he's a good starter pitcher. I like him as a starting pitcher. He'll probably go 88 strikeouts this year. The dude's got some talent. I could see Shota get 88 strikeouts or more than that. I don't care how many strikeouts he get, but as long as he's like still a starter, as long as he doesn't get injured, bro, like I'll love to see him play. My second favorite pitcher that I hope can improve better too this season, Justin Steele. I'm a big Justin Steele guy, but I'm more of a Shota Imanaga guy right now.
Yeah. I think a good season for him would be a positive step in the right direction. I think he's a good star for the Cubs. He's a good player. Hopefully you guys are able to keep him for as long as possible.
Yeah, hopefully we just pay him big money and extend his contract. We'd love to have him as a pitcher. I don't want him getting traded to another team. I don't want him going to the Dodgers. I don't want him going to the Mets. I don't want him going to any other team. I want him to stay as a Cub for life, bro. They just need to pay the man and extend his contract. I like Shota.
Exactly.
Shota's dude's literally a star. The best game I'm excited to watch, though, the Tokyo series before the season in like early March between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. Who do you think wins both games, or who do you think wins? Because there's two games going on. Who do you think wins the first game, and who do you think wins the second game?
Who is it between?
The LA Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs.
I'd say an even split there. Say the Dodgers win the first game, Cubs win the second game. Obviously, the Dodgers are going to be an unstoppable force, but they're still going to have some losses. The Cubs are good enough to put up a show. So I think maybe they come out and split the series there.
Yeah. I think Dodgers win the first game, but my Chicago Cubs win the second. It's going to be a split series because you only got two games, so it's going to be a split.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me ask you this, Dean. I know you're a Royals fan, but I know we got some guys who are Cardinals and Cubs fans. What games do you plan to go to this season for the MLB? Because I know you're a Royals fan.
Usually, I try to make it to the Cardinals-Royals games, good old I-70 series. Last year, it's 4 games a year. I believe the Royals won 3 of them. The Cardinals won 1. So that's a pretty good year for the I-70 series for them. So I'm going to try and make it to one of the games, whether that be here in St. Louis while I'm still here at college, or back home in Kansas City. Definitely want to make it out to a game and just, see it happen. If a Royal player wins the Lou Gehrig Service Award and it's at a Royals game, or if a Cardinals player wins it, I'll go to that game too, because obviously that's close to my heart as a member of Phi Delta Theta. That we give out that award every year. So if that game is close, I'll be going to that game as well. Definitely, when I'm in St. Louis, I try and make it to a few Cardinals games because they're competitively priced. They're pretty good for the bank account there. Whereas games at Kauffman, you're looking at probably $20 for the cheapest ticket. Games at Busch, sometimes it's down to $5 or $6. So try and make it to a few games this year. Haven't decided what series it's going to be, but definitely want to watch some baseball.
Yeah. For me, though, as a Cubs fan, I'm definitely, first of all, I'm going to the Cubs-White Sox spring training game next week on the 22nd of Mesa. But I'll love to go to a Cubs-Diamondbacks game that's in late March. I do have a new job, though, with Acosta. I don't know how my schedule's going to be, but I'll love to catch up to that game if I could. And then I would say fly out to St. Louis for the Cubs-Cardinals with the guys. Maybe fly back home to Chicago, go to some games at Wrigley. Maybe a crosstown series would be nice again. Maybe fly out to San Diego or LA or Anaheim for like Cubs-Angels, Cubs-Dodgers, or maybe Cubs-Padres. All depends. Or maybe Colorado for Cubs Rockies will be fun too.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd say, either or. I think those are all good series. So, whatever works best for you.
Yeah, it all
So I'd
depends
say,
on my work schedule. It all depends on if I'm gonna have time to go or so. But yeah, I'll still watch him every single game, bro. Hopefully, Kyle Tucker can hit about 45 home runs. I want to see Kyle Tucker go crazy this year, dude. An extended contract. That's why I want to see him after the Cup season. So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about Max Scherzer in the Toronto Blue Jays now? How will he impact as a pitcher for Toronto?
He's immediately going to come in there and probably get him a few more wins. I think that's pretty easy to predict there. Scherzer's obviously a great pitching talent. Good for the Blue Jays, good for their lineup. I see that working out pretty positively for them. Maybe they have some more strength in the postseason with Scherzer in their lineup.
Yeah. Honestly, I see Scherzer. And how do you feel about when Justin Verlander got traded to the San Francisco Giants? How do you think that's going to impact the Giants bullpen? Like basically the pitching.
It's going to affect their pitching positively as well. Obviously, another good player for the Giants. The Giants are similar to the Royals in the fact that they're a smaller market team. They don't have as much cap space as the larger teams. At least cap space that they can use since there's no cap in the MLB. So, you got to pick and choose there. It's kind of like playing a game of Moneyball. From that great movie. I think everybody's trying to put together a great team. We'll just see how competitive they're going to be.
Yeah, we'll see how competitive they're going to be. Now, we got comments right here from Jared Slusher saying, who do you guys think is going to have a breakout season in the MLB? I would say probably Juan Soto, or I don't know. I would say Ella De La Cruz, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah. Juan Soto's a good pick. Ellie's a good pick. I want to see some Royals have another breakout season. I think Jack Caglione could make it up. Could make it up to the majors this season. He's a great prospect for the Royals. There was their first pick in the draft. He's a great ball player. He's been working really well in the winter leagues and the fall leagues that the teams put on. I could see him start out in AA, make it up to AAA really fast, and then get right up to the majors. So maybe he comes out and has a breakout for the Royals.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, here's a good one right here. Who do you think wins the Cy Young Award winner this year for the National League or for like the American League? Who do you think becomes the Cy Young Award winner?
National League, probably going to be Paul Skeens 2 years in a row. I don't see any way around that if he plays. He didn't even play a full season last season. But if this year with a full season, I don't think he's such a good talent. I don't see him not winning that for the second year in a row. Maybe he has a chiller year and doesn't win it. But my prediction is Paul Skeens for that. I think Seth Lugo could win the AL again, or could win the AL for the first time for the Royals since the 80s. Get a Cy Young for them, so that would be nice. It's probably not the most realistic pick though, so I'd probably have to go with. I think Shota could be good.
Yeah, I think I love to see Shota try to win. Yeah, I think I have to agree with you there. I think Shota Imanaga, I'd love to try and win the Cy Young Award winner this year. The dude's going to go crazy, man. If he can get 88 or 90 strikeouts, doesn't matter what he gets. But hopefully he wins the Cy Young. And now we got another comment from Jared asking, will Clayton Kershaw finally retire after this season? My vote is yes. I think Clayton Kershaw should retire after this season.
I think he will. Yeah, I think he will. I think he should. It's always hard to tell if they will, but I definitely think he should. It's better for him to do that. But we'll see. We'll see what he decides. But I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah, I could see it happening too. Okay. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna ask you this question. So these are the top 10 players. Which top 5 would you pick? I'm gonna read the list right now. L.A. De La Cruz, Corbin Carroll, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Trey Turner, Blake Snell, Alex Bregman, Matt Chapman, Mike Trout, Fernando Tatis Jr. Which top 5 would you pick?
Ellie, Mike Trout, Fernando, and then 2 others. I don't really care, but those are my 3.
Yeah.
Just the names that I like. Guys that have had breakout seasons in the past that I want to see resurge into the spotlight.
Okay. And let's see. For my top 5, I'm going to go Fernando Tatis Jr. The guy is a beast on the Padres. Like, he's an all-star. Like, he's a big-time star. I'm going to have to go with Mike Trout, and then I would have to say Trey Turner, and then I would say Blake Snell, and then definitely got to go with L.A. De La Cruz, man. That dude's like, he can steal bases. The guy can run. I mean, the guy can hit RBIs and home runs. I mean, L.A. De La Cruz, don't sleep on him, bro. It's like he's one of the best players ever in the NL Central.
Yeah. Yep.
On the Reds. Okay, now the second list that I'm going to read for top 10, we got to pick top 5. Chris Sale, Zach Wheeler, Kettle Marte, Corey Seager, Ronald Acuna Jr., Paul Skeens, Kyle Tucker, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bryce Harper, Tariq Skubal.
Harper, Skubal, Skeens. I'm having a hard time remembering what the other ones were. Read it off again.
So, Chris Sale, Zach Wheeler, Kettle Marte, Corey Seager, Ronald Acuna Jr., Paul Skeens, and then we got Kyle Tucker, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bryce Harper, Tariq Skubal.
Skubal, Skeens, Harper, Guerrero, and then Marte.
Okay. For my top 5, I am taking Ronald Acuna Jr., Corey Seager. I'm definitely going to take Bryce Harper, Kyle Tucker, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Those are my top 5.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the guys I think are great for the top 5. Okay, now another question. We're going to move on, predict for divisions for AL and NL on who's going to win the division. First one is who will win the National League Central Division this year? The Cubs, Brewers, Reds, Cardinals, or Pirates?
Brewers.
Yeah, I would say the Brewers are going to win it. I think Brewers go first. I think Cubs go second. Cardinals go third. I say maybe Pirates. No. Maybe Reds go fourth and Pirates fifth. And then
I'd say Brewers, then Cardinals, then Cubs, then Pirates.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, now who will win the National League East Division? The New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies, Washington Nationals, Atlanta Braves, or Miami Marlins? I would say basically it can be the New York Mets.
Yeah, it's going to be close between the Mets and the Phillies. I'm going to take the Mets, though.
Yeah, I think Phillies go second. I think Atlanta goes third. The Nationals go fourth. And I think Marlins are going to be last, dude. Honestly, the Marlins are not going to have a great season.
No, they're not. Yeah.
No. The Mets are – if it was between the Marlins and Mets are going to beat the Marlins easily, dude. Mets got – They got Juan Soto. They got Pete Alonso. The Marlins, I know they got Jake Berger, but they traded away Tim Anderson, the Angels. Yeah, Marlins are not going to be great to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the National League West Division, who do you think is going to win? We got the Dodgers, Giants, Diamondbacks, Rockies, Padres. But easy, I would say the Dodgers are probably going to win it.
Dodgers and then Padres second.
Then I would say probably the Rockies go third, Diamondbacks go fourth, Giants are going to go last.
Yep.
I think the Dodgers are going to be better than the Giants this year.
Yep.
Okay, and then moving on to American League Central Division, who do you think is going to win? The White Sox, Royals, Tigers, Twins, or Guardians? I hope it's the Royals.
Royals. It'll be Royals and Guardians at the top always.
Yeah.
It's always a tough battle between them. The Royals can always beat the Guardians. They have in the past 2 seasons. They beat them with a positive record this year. They had more wins in the series than they did. But it comes down to how Cleveland plays against other teams and how the Royals play against other teams. So it's always close. I want the Royals to win it, though.
Yeah, me too. I want the Royals. I mean, the White Sox, though, they're not going to have a chance, dude, at all.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then Gavin saying on the chat. He's saying the Reds are going to win it. Okay, I mean, and he said you just pick Kyle Tucker because he's on the Cubs. Of course, man. I mean, we got Kyle Tucker. He's saying no way the Reds are going to go fourth place. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
And then who will win the AL East Division? We got the Yankees, Red Sox, Rays, or Orioles, and then okay, yeah, I think the Yankees are going to win. I think Yankees
and Orioles. Yankees 1, Orioles 2.
Yeah, I think Yankees 1, Orioles 2. I think Red Sox go 3, and then Rays go 4th.
Yep.
And then last one is who will win the AL West Division this year? Angels, Mariners, Rangers, Astros, or Athletics? I think the Rangers are going to win it.
Yeah, I think that's a good prediction.
I think Rangers go first, Mariners go second, and I think it would have to be the Astros go third, Angels fourth, and I don't think the Athletics. The Athletics are probably not going to be good until they move to Las Vegas.
No, they're probably not going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
And another question, who will win the World Series this year, and what will the matchup be? Because I know last season was the Yankees and Dodgers.
Look, I'm going to give 2 answers here. I want my hopeful matchup that the Royals beat the Dodgers, but that's going to be hard for that to happen. So I see maybe the Orioles versus the Dodgers would be a good one as well. I don't see anybody but the Dodgers. Maybe the Mets making the World Series, but with how the Dodgers are stacked up, there's definitely a higher statistical chance that they make the World Series. But probable matchup will probably be Dodgers, Orioles is what I want to see with the Orioles' younger squad. And that's how it'll be, I think.
Yeah. For me, though, it can be a rematch between the Dodgers and Yankees. I think Yankees beat the Dodgers this time. Or it could be the Orioles versus the Mets. I think the Mets beat the Orioles. Maybe the Cubs versus Cubs versus Royals would be fun. But I don't know what happens, dude. I mean, the Dodgers are going to be tough. The Mets are going to be tough. So I don't know what's going to happen. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen either. That's definitely a good question to ask, though, is, what do we think is going to happen? And, you never know, though, because some teams are just good enough that they will make it. It doesn't really matter who else is in.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. Okay, last question before we end this episode. Top 5 MLB fan experiences. Like, who's got the best fan experience in Major League Baseball?
Royals. There's a lot of stuff for younger people there. They have a mini baseball field in the backfield, in the outfield. Everything is family centered there, so I definitely think that they have one of the best. Yeah.
Okay. For me, though, I'm gonna have to say it's the Cubs at Wrigley Field. I would say the Dodgers at 2, Yankees at 3. I would say the New York Mets at 4, and then 5. I would have to say probably the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, do we have any more questions or comments in the live chat? Because if not, I think that's all we're going to wrap up for today. Please go like, comment, and subscribe in this video. I'm going to be, posting this and uploading this later, so please feel free to check it out. If you have not subscribed to my channel or checked out my YouTube, I'm on 46 subscribers right now. Please tell your friends and family or coworkers if you got any. Tell them to go look up my YouTube channel. Tell them to subscribe. My goal is to get up to 500 subscribers. I'll keep posting more content. I'll just basically keep uploading more YouTube shorts, keep getting more podcast videos with some of my friends. I maybe want to do some sporting events vlogs on my YouTube channel. Comment down below if I should, because I think I should do some sporting event vlogs to whatever sporting events I go to. But guys, until next time, subscribe and like to my channel. And thank you, Jake Dean, for being on the pod. It was nice having you.
No problem, Nick.
And you have a great day. Hopefully the Royals do good. And hopefully, my Cubs do something. But hey, have a great day, man.
We'll see. Thank you, Nick.
Bye-bye.
Bye.